Remember this, your mindset is a muscle. You have to train that muscle. Shift from drift to intentionality in everything you do. Start small, maybe change one each week. One thing that you find yourself drifting on, like let's say, for example, what's for dinner? Kind of from a female's perspective, the worst question of the day. What's for dinner? You know, I kind of drift and bobble along and then I'm under the gun to get to the grocery store. What if I approach dinners with intentionality, with, you know, good, wholesome meals, with good protein, good vegetables, and a good mix of color on the plate?
You know, the other thing under this mindset is the first muscle. I know we all need to rethink and get rid of these outdated ideas of retirement. You know, my dad used to get slower and slower and heavier, and he blamed it on his age. And that's just not true. Because you're getting older doesn't mean you're getting unhealthier. You can reverse aging, you can change the way you look and feel by exercising and all that, which is the next thing we really want to talk to you about. If your mindset's the first muscle, your second thing to do is work on your muscles.
Your actual muscles.
Your actual muscles.
Because it's important to build muscle as we age, you know, wrapping muscle around bones. I mean, if you are intentional, again, that word, intentional about this, you can go a long way and you don't have to slow down as you age.
The third thing is relationships, and I know we talk about this a lot. I know people leave comments sometimes like, you guys repeat the same things. Well, you know what? We just had an hour-long discussion this morning, Jody and I, because we're moving up to New Jersey for the summer. Who are the people we want to hang out with? And even down here, who are our key relationships? It takes intention. If you don't set aside time to hang out with the people that you want to hang out with, that want to grow and learn, you know, it's just not going to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that includes your partner. So that's the next thing. Be intentional about your partnership relationship, whatever it is. Even if your partnership relationship is your next door neighbor and your girlfriends and you walk every day, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but increasing frequency to that key relationship, you know, has to have a plan. You know, aligning on different visions. I met a girl this winter, a woman this winter down in Marco, and we just clicked, and we have a lot of the same wants and desires and challenges. You know, the other day she said to me, you know, after the gym, let's do a 6-mile walk on the beach. And I was like, oh my God, Linda, I would love that. We had the best time. The best time. So finding your people and nurturing those relationships, especially your key partners, is important.
And I think under the key partner thing, and we struggle with this, I struggle with it more than you do because you're good at this, but tackling the difficult conversations early and not late. I tend to let things fester, and I don't want to share with you how I'm feeling about what's happening. Frankly, because you're very direct and you'll come back and say what's wrong with you or something like that. And then well, not what's wrong with you, but
Boy,
I don't
am I going to get comments on that one.
No, it's just that I'm getting so much better at being honest and open and vulnerable with Jody about difficult things I'm struggling with. And, you know, sometimes I'll preface it with, I'm going to open up. I need you to have some patience and understanding. This is really hard for me. And I think if you start a conversation like that, and you do that with me, I want to talk to you about something. I need you to put your phone down. I want you to pay attention. This is really important. I need you to listen to me really carefully. We did that 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And it was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that it's really important to be able to do that. And I think people fail at that. And even though if you've heard this before, make believe this is the first time you heard it, and work on that with your partner. Hey, do us a favor. In the comments below, let us know one thing that you're really excited about in your life right now, particularly if you're in the discovery phase or the old word retirement. So leave a comment below. We look at all the comments and we answer them all. So please leave it below.
The next one is, you know, purpose. You know, this word purpose gets thrown around in business. It gets thrown around in life. It gets thrown around in spirituality. You know, what's your purpose? Find your purpose, find your why, the whole 9 yards. The thing you have to realize at this phase of life is purpose isn't optional. It's foundational. You know, and really let that sink in. You know, define new ways for you to contribute. You have a ton of skills. You have a ton of wisdom. You have a ton of experiences. You have a ton of stories. You have a ton of scenarios. Find ways to contribute so that you have purpose.
We all have a superpower. Maybe you know what your superpower is. Jody and I talk about that a lot amongst ourselves and with our clients. And one way to find your superpower is to ask your friends and family and people that are closest to you. We've been good friends a long time, and you ask me a lot of questions. What do you think my superpower is? Why do you come to me for advice? Why do you come to me to help you? What is it about that? And when you start to figure that out and you journal about it and write about it, then you know what it is you can do in some way, shape, or form to give back to others, to make a difference in the world by using your superpower.
You can also, it really also helps you stay relevant if you think about it.
Well, yeah.
Bringing your experiences, sharing your wisdom, being connected to different generations. Maybe you connect with a generation or two below you, and
Yeah.
you can share that wisdom.